ये थोड़ा रास्ता छोड़ दें बीबी साहबा के लिए। बीबी साहबा के लिए रास्ता छोड़ दें। और द्वार पूरा खोल दें।
ये कौम का फैसला है, ये अवाम का फैसला है कि मुझे पाकिस्तान वापस जाना है। तो and these threats have been made by Afghan militants, Arab militants, Red Mosque militants. But as far as I'm concerned, I feel very proud of the people of Pakistan, and I feel very proud of the supporters of democracy, and especially the People's Party workers, that they have not been intimidated. And they have pooled together their resources in little villages, in little towns, in the slums, in dusty homes. People have gathered together and pooled their money, their life savings, to rent a car, to rent a van, to rent a motorcycle, to rent a bus, to hitch a ride, to come to Karachi. And I thank them from the bottom of my heart. I do not believe that any true Muslim will make an attack on me, because Islam forbids attacks on women. And Muslims know that if they attack a woman, they will burn in hell. So I don't believe that any true Muslim will make an attack on me. And secondly, Islam forbids suicide bombings. So I don't believe that any true Muslim would do that. And if there are any who have been misled, I would hope that their mothers and their parents would reach out to them and tell them that the way to bring change is not through violence. The way to bring change is not through death and destruction. Because every time a child dies, it's the parents who bury that child and grieve for that child. I would like to reach out to all the people of Pakistan to tell them that we don't have to agree on everything, but we must agree that we will resolve our differences peacefully and politically. We will resolve our differences by going to the people in an election and letting people decide the policies they want. But as far as I'm concerned, I feel very proud of the people of Pakistan, and I feel very that any true Muslim would do that. And if there are any who have been misled, मेरे को आप कहते हैं कि ऐसे कोई स्टेटमेंट था, मगर आप जानते हैं कि बहुत से गलत स्टेटमेंट्स भी दिए जाते हैं. Then we could face another tragedy. So it's in that hope that we are moving forward. But as you rightly point out, that there are very powerful forces that have benefited from military intervention. There are very powerful forces that have benefited from the overthrow of the Pakistan People's Party government. After all, extremism has not risen in a vacuum. If the extremists are so strong today that they can kill the members of the armed forces in the tribal areas, attack in Mangla, Mess, attack in ISI bus, take 250 members of our armed forces hostage, then it means there's a very serious threat. It's Pakistan that's under attack, it's the army that's under attack, it's the people who are under attack. And here I would like to praise those valiant soldiers who lost their lives in defending our motherland from a militant takeover. But I don't think the soldiers can do it on their own. I think it's very important for us to win the battle of the hearts and the minds. It's very important for us to explain the nature of the battle to our people, to our mothers. And so we have a program for the northern areas and for the tribal areas. We have a program of empowerment because we feel that the people there have usually been exploited. They are poor, there's no water, there's no industry, access is small. So they join up the irregular armies and they join up the irregular militias because you get a monthly salary. It might not be the type of job you want, but you don't have an alternative. Even the little children who are given over to the madrasas, they're 10 to 12 years old when they go. And by the time they finish, where else can they go? They're caught up in a system. So to save Pakistan, we really need to build schools so children have a proper education. We need to reach the minds of the mothers and the fathers, and we need to give them reasons to live. We need to tell them, even if they have different views, that there are legitimate means of expressing dissent. And this is not America's war. This is the war of the second largest Muslim nation. And to save the second largest Muslim nation, Pakistan, 160 million people. And that we all have to get together to save Pakistan. Because God forbid if something happens to Pakistan, what will happen to its people? If in a short-sighted way people think that this is not Pakistan's war, this is America's war, then we will end up with warlordism. We will end up with disintegration, with fragmentation, with ethnic cleansing, with refugees. I hope not. I don't want to point a nightmare scenario. But at some point we have to learn the lessons of history. I think that both sides recognize that it's the future of Pakistan का इज्जत करने चाहती हूँ. जो मेरे साथ हैं और मेरे साथ नहीं हैं, मैं समझती हूँ कि हमारे पॉलिटिक्स के अंदर